You're streaming CBS News Bay Area.
Right now at 9 o'clock, taking a live look outside. The sun is back around the Bay. It's Tuesday, November 18th. Lots to get to this morning as we follow stories in your community and all across the Bay Area. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Ann Makovic, and here's a look at some of our news headlines. The man charged in the murder of Oakland football coach John Beam is in court right now for his arraignment. Police say this man, 27-year-old Cedric Irving Jr., shot and killed Beam at Laney College last week. If convicted, he could face 50 years to life in prison. Today, the House is expected to vote on steps to release the Epstein files. The Epstein Files Transparency Act needs at least a two-thirds majority to pass. It comes amid questions over President Trump's ties to the late convicted sex offender. Trump said he has nothing to hide, and he has encouraged the House to pass the legislation. Survivors of Epstein's abuse are set to speak ahead of today's vote, urging lawmakers to pass that bill. And 2 people are in the hospital this morning after a high-speed crash on city streets. Check out this mess. Happened in San Francisco at around 7:30 a.m. at Broderick and Lombard Streets. 3 vehicles were damaged in this crash. The city's Department of Building Inspection is now on scene to inspect that nearby building. All right, let's get a check on our first alert forecast. Today, a bit of a break in the rain, but it's not going to last long. Here's meteorologist Jessica Birch.
We are drying up a lot as we head into this afternoon. Here's the reality. We're going to see dry skies into the evening hours tonight. Cool temperature is still lasting now that cold front's pushed through, leaving us in the 60s off into the East Bay, 60s all the way up into wine country too. I want to talk about something else real fast because as we take a look at the next 48 hours, we're going to see showers returning into the forecast as early as Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. Take a look at these rainfall totals as we zoom all the way into places like the East Bay, all the way off into the North Bay too. Close to around 1/10 of an inch of rain in places like Napa, Antioch too, and all the way over into Oakland, we're seeing similar numbers. So we're not done with the rain just yet. That cold front's going to bring in a series of showers. And to add to that, we're also going to see a lot cooler weather as we head into our Thursday afternoon forecast as that cold front pushes through from the 60s down into the 50s all throughout the Bay Area. So here's what it looks like. The characteristic of the system, it's tilting, pushing in from the south, or excuse me, pushing in from the west, moving across the South Bay last as we head all the way into our Wednesday night, early Thursday morning forecast. This system will bring in snow for our friends just north of us into Northern California, Shasta, we're talking about Trinity, all the way over into the Sierra too. But back here in the Bay, it's just going to be a cold, rainy morning for us Thursday morning, drying up just a little bit more as we head into that afternoon. That rotation is that area of low pressure starting to track down to the south as we head into the late Thursday night, early Friday morning. So it will be a dry setup for us once we head into Friday and Saturday. That's what we're keeping a close eye on. So as you take a look at the next 7 days, check this out. We're talking about low 60s for now, upper 50s as we head into Thursday all throughout the Bay Area. We'll slowly start to warm up into this weekend and dry up too. We'll have more on that in a bit.
Well, the death of Laney coach John Beam could lead to tougher penalties for gun charges in Alameda County. Police believe 27-year-old Cedric Irving Jr. gunned down the coach on Laney College campus last week. We obtained court documents that show police spotted Irving on surveillance video leaving the scene. They arrested him at the San Leandro BART station, and they say they found a gun in his duffel bag. The documents show Irving confessed to the crime and that he thought the coach had used some sort of witchcraft on him. DA Ursula Jones-Dixon says she will bring back mandatory minimum sentences for gun charges. That is after back-to-back shootings at Laney College and Skyline High School last week.
The DA's office really is a reactive agency. We react when something happens. There are moments in time where you can be a little proactive as well.
The minimum penalty would start at 90 days in custody for misdemeanor gun charges and go up from there. Following these high-profile incidents tonight, the Oakland Public Safety Committee will decide whether or not to move forward with plans to expand the city's flock camera system. Oakland police call it a tool to help track down suspects and solve crimes. But as Brad Hamilton reports, the idea is also sparking pushback from people worried about how else those cameras could be used.
It's surveillance video like this that ultimately helps solve crime in Oakland. That is Gabriel Urquez's full-time job, and he says the flock camera in particular has become a critical tool inside the Oakland Police Department.
This has basically completely changed how we do investigations altogether.
Just last week, police touted the use of cameras as a key factor in their ability to track down the suspect in the shooting of Laney College athletic director John Beam. Police tapped into the citywide network of nearly 300 flock cameras as well as privately owned cameras. Urquiza says those cameras are helping deliver more leads faster.
We can talk about arrests, we can talk about firearms that we've gotten through this system. We do have those, but I don't measure our success based on our arrests. I'm measuring our success based on a change of behavior, and that's what we've seen.
On Tuesday, OPD will ask a city committee to approve a $2 million two-year contract to keep the system running. Police also want to integrate privately owned cameras into their system so they can monitor them in real time. The money, they say, is already in the budget, and Urquiza's warning is if this contract isn't renewed, the progress could slip.
Whether it's our criminal investigation division, our patrol units, ceasefire, all of these units are all using this technology in order to enhance their ability to do these investigations.
But privacy advocates say that the tech comes with real risks.
Really is like a very dangerous path.
Reem Suleiman, a former member of the city's Privacy Advisory Commission, points to cases across the country where license plate readers have misidentified drivers. She also points to reports that other police agencies have accessed flock data and then shared it with federal agencies, including ICE.
And they all sound great, but nobody actually cares about privacy until it really matters. And I want to just share that these systems oftentimes make mistakes or they get abused.
OPD has said the cameras won't be used to share data with federal agencies. And both sides agree Tuesday's vote will shape the future of the program. They just see that future very differently.
The safest thing for us to do is, to not collect this data at all.
If we lose these numbers and this kind of progress will be reversed.
So if the item passes the committee tonight, it will head to the full city council in December. The House is expected to vote later today on legislation that would require the release of all files related to the case of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. President Trump has also signaled that he will sign the bill if it clears Congress. Natalie Brandt has more details from the White House.
Give a little reminder that this was me at 14 years old. I was a child.
Epstein survivors reflecting on the past say the vote scheduled for this afternoon is long overdue.
This isn't just one case gone wrong. It's an institutional failure on a historic scale, and every member of Congress and this administration must answer for that failure.
The House is fast-tracking the bill, so it will require 2/3 majority to pass.
You are going to see probably a unanimous vote in the House to release the Epstein files, but the real fight will happen after that.
President Trump told reporters Monday he would sign the legislation if it reaches his desk. House members leading the effort have called on the Senate to take up the bill without amending it.
It should go straight to the Senate and it should be signed. No amendments, no adding loopholes. Justice is long overdue.
House Speaker Mike Johnson has already called on changes to be made in the Senate.
Congress should give the Attorney General broader authority to redact all the victim information. The discharge doesn't do that. This would prevent the release of information that could be used to unmask victims who have chosen to remain anonymous.
Sponsors of the bill say the victims who were on the Hill this morning support it as is, but added that the president could take action on his own to release all remaining files.
Well, the Senate has not yet announced when or even if it will take up the legislation once it passes the House. We'll stay on top of that one. Still ahead on CBS News Bay Area, a first-of-its-kind solution to homelessness could be coming to the North Bay.
We want to find the best location to move forward with the homeless shelter project and help these folks.
How the proposed construction of cabins is dividing the community. Plus, tenants suing a Bay Area landlord, how they say he used harassment techniques, even questioning their immigration status to get them to move out.
Well, it's another dry day for us today here in the Bay Area, but don't get too used to it and don't put that umbrella away. As we head into our Wednesday night, early Thursday morning forecast, temperatures drop. We see rainier skies, and as this cold front pushes through, we're going to get some gusty conditions once again right around the corner as we head into that late week forecast. The good news is we start to dry up just in time for the weekend. We'll see sunnier skies on tap for us widespread throughout the Bay Area, and temperatures slowly start to rise just a bit more. But Thursday is going to be that rainy day where we could see another 1/10 of an inch of rain accumulate off into our inland spots.
A new plan to reduce homelessness in the North Bay is moving forward, but not everybody is happy about it. The city of San Rafael and Marin County both considering an agreement to build new cabin shelters. They would house dozens of people. San Rafael City Council voted to approve the plan, and the Marin County Board of Supervisors is considering that partnership today. While it is something we've seen in other parts of the Bay Area, it is a first-of-its-kind project for the North Bay. Kenny Choi shows us why some people in the community are all for it, while others are hoping to stop it before it's too late.
For a long time. I know.
It's hard to imagine that Alicia Owens not long ago called the area underneath the 101 freeway in San Rafael her home.
I was by myself every night when I would sleep. And I didn't sleep in the same place every night.
She and Lynn Murphy strolled past what was once a sprawling homeless encampment. Murphy is a mental health liaison for the San Rafael Police Department. She's been building relationships with people living on the streets for years.
I met Alicia when she was literally living in a freeway on-ramp.
According to the city's last point in time count, there are more than 300 unhoused people in San Rafael, many who live in unsanctioned tents on Anderson Drive and a nearby temporary city encampment that will soon close. The city and county have secured grants to build permanent cabin shelters and provide services at 350 Marydale Road, just off the freeway near the county civic center. But nearby residents have banded together to push back against the proposal.
We are against the lack of transparency with our city. So if it could happen to our neighborhood, it can happen to anyone in the county. And that's what we are fighting.
This is something the city's been discussing publicly for over 2 years. It's been mentioned at city council meetings, homeless and housing subcommittee meetings.
Betty Shea and other neighbors are posting signs opposing the Marydale plan for 65 temporary cabins to be developed down the road into 80 units of permanent affordable housing.
We want to find the best location to move forward with the homeless shelter project and help these folks.
As the latest housing battle intensifies, Owen says service support areas like the one she eventually found underneath the freeway and outreach workers are why she now has a small apartment and a stable job as an office assistant.
Lynn Murphy believed in me. She still believes in me. You know, when I had no one.
She started to trust me and was willing to take that extra step to do the paperwork to help get her into housing.
Owens believes the cabin shelters at Marydale will help others experiencing homelessness find a way out.
We all have talent, we all have purpose, and we all have, you know, a reason for being here.
She's walking on a different path these days and believes a helping hand is why.
If passed, the interim housing site would operate through June of 2027. A candy store in Lafayette is the latest target in a string of recent smash and grabs in the East Bay. At this point, police can't say whether or not they're connected, but the burglars are using the same MO, smashing through a storefront window and grabbing whatever they can in a matter of minutes. The owner of Zuni's candy shop says they got away with a floor safe and 2 cash registers. He got the call from police early Saturday morning and came to the shop on Mount Diablo Boulevard to find his front window smashed. He thinks the burglars crawled through the broken glass.
Obviously, it's very sad to see in small cities and towns that, and small businesses that criminals are targeting. But you know, luckily, there's been an amazing outpouring of support from the community, and we're very appreciative of that.
Well, the thieves didn't seem to have too much of a sweet tooth, as most of the candy in the store was left untouched. San Francisco health officials say the city has been making a lot of progress in the fight against opioids. 36 people died in overdoses in October. That is the lowest number on record since the city began tracking overdose deaths on a monthly basis in 2020. From 2021 to now, San Francisco has seen a general downward trend in overdose deaths, with a spike in 2023. The city is touting the efforts by the Addiction Care Team, or ACT, that was created at San Francisco General Hospital 7 years ago. The city's health department says the progress is also a result of a more streamlined process to get people off the streets and find them care and shelter. An East Bay property investor is being sued. Multiple tenants say that he illegally harassed them, trying to get them to leave their rent-controlled apartments. As John Ramos shows us, they say text messages were meant to intimidate tenants to leave by questioning their immigration status.
The extreme cost of housing in the Bay Area has made rent control ordinances a popular way to try to keep people in their homes. But now some housing activists are suing one landlord over what they say is his attempt to weaponize the immigration crackdown as a way to get people to move out. The lawsuit was filed in Oakland on Wednesday against Derek Chavis. On his website, he is listed as a real estate agent, and he appeared on an episode of the television courtroom show Hot Bench involving another legal dispute.
I'm a contractor and an investor, and I own several apartments throughout the Bay Area.
One of those properties is here on Princeton Street in Oakland. Chavis bought the property in May, and a tenants' rights group says he immediately began pressuring residents to move out.
Right away, he called my husband and I saying that we had 30 days to leave. He offered us $5,000 to move, and then he sent me a text message with a question that no landlord should ever ask. Are you legal?
The tenant's complaint displays texts allegedly sent from Chavis's private cell phone questioning resident Veronica Hernandez's immigration status. Quote, "Are you legal? My staff was asking. Why the question? In case we don't reach an agreement. So if I not legal, you call immigration? Let me know when we can discuss a buyout, please, and thank you." Another text quoted in the complaint went to Ana Maria Zaragoza Arroyo. The complaint says after she refused Chavis's request for a cash for keys deal, he texted, quote, "Okay, no problem. Hope you're legal. You'll hear from my attorney soon. And yes, we're checking," end quote.
We've been hearing reports about this type of immigration, these threats all throughout the state. And we're here to let landlords all over California know this is illegal. You will not get away with this.
Chavis has not been criminally charged in the matter, but the attorneys say they hope authorities will begin investigating such things and not leave it up to nonprofit legal groups to do it.
You can't threaten tenants that if you don't move out, I am going to call the police, call immigration. You're not allowed to do that. That is absolutely legal, both in Oakland and in the state, under the state of California law.
The complaint also alleges that residents are purposely being subjected to disruptive construction work at the properties. Since mid-June, a huge pile of construction trash has been dumped in the parking lot of the building on Princeton.
We're here because this is a fight for our homes. It's not right to have someone come into a home that you've built for over 40 years and say, now you need to leave in 30 days.
The attorneys say they intend to keep litigating cases against Derek Chavis until he either changes what they say are his tactics or he no longer owns the properties.
We have strong laws, and we fight for them here in Oakland, and we're going to enforce them. So if you want to break the law, don't do it here because there are going to be consequences.
And we've made multiple attempts to contact Derek Chavis for comment on this story and have not heard back. Still ahead here on CBS News Bay Area, from trash to syringes, neighbors are sounding the alarm about what they have been finding near a new hotel for homeless people.
It's a big concern for not only me, for many people who have kids going to school and passing by.
But who's actually responsible for the mess? Why, a hotel resident says it's not what you think.
we're also going to see a lot cooler weather as we head into our Thursday afternoon forecast as that cold front pushes through from the 60s down into the 50s all throughout the Bay Area. So here's what it looks like. The characteristic of the system, it's tilting, pushing in from the south, or excuse me, pushing in from the west, moving across the South Bay last as we head all the way into our Wednesday night, early Thursday morning forecast. This system will bring in snow for our friends just north of us into Northern California, Shasta. We're talking about Trinity, all the way over into the Sierra too. But back here in the Bay, it's just going to be a cold, rainy morning for us Thursday morning, drying up just a little bit more as we head into that afternoon. That rotation is that area of low pressure starting to track down to the south as we head into the late Thursday night, early Friday morning. So it will be a dry setup for us once we head into Friday and Saturday. That's what we're keeping a close eye on. So as you take a look at the next 7 days, check this out. We're talking about low 60s for now, upper 50s as we head into Thursday all throughout the Bay Area. We'll slowly start to warm up into this weekend and dry up too. We'll have more on that in a bit.
It has been 3 months since San Jose started to clear out its largest homeless encampment at Columbus Park. Some families were moved into the Bristol Hotel on Bascom Avenue, one of 5 motels converted to house homeless people. But neighbors say since then, they have seen an increase in trash, even syringes littered on their streets. Our Kara St. Cyr heard from one concerned neighbor, as well as a person living in the hotel, who says they're not to blame.
Since opening in August, neighbors of Bristol Hotel say they've noticed massive amounts of trash and litter pileup. The junk, along with discarded syringes, grocery carts, and RVs lining the street, prompted nearby residents to reach out to the city for help.
It's a big concern for not only me, for many people who have kids going to school and passing by.
Marina, who's asked us not to show her face, lives near the shelter. She and her neighbors are concerned about the lack of accountability.
I feel like the city, what is city doing? It's only like trying to do minimum.
Marina's neighbors sent 311 complaints to Vice Mayor Pam Foley's office.
We are aware of individuals reaching out to Vice Mayor Foley's office and to other city departments with issues around cleanliness near the site.
Sarah Fields, a spokesperson for the housing department, says they're working with community partners like the San Jose Bridge program to manage the trash pileup.
The crews from the SJ Bridge program have visited the site 6 times. They have collected 30 large trash bags, and that totals to just over 1,000 pounds of trash, again, from the beginning of September to the end of October.
It's not dangerous or unsafe, and it's not messy or loud.
But a woman staying at the hotel says the residents aren't responsible for the mess, and the complaints are a mischaracterization.
Nobody wants to upset the people that we live around. Like, you know, even like when we were homeless, we didn't want to upset like the families that were around us.
Bristol Hotel is one of 5 transitional housing sites throughout the city. Each site is under a 2-year lease. Field says the program will be reevaluated when the leases end, but she doesn't anticipate any changes as of now.
Have this feeling from the city that we are making noise and we just complain because we don't want homeless people live nearby, but it's not true.
Marina says she sees a simple solution.
But it has to be really like well maintained so it will be safe for everybody.
Keeping the area clean and safe for all to enjoy.
As we mentioned earlier, the Bristol Hotel is one of 5 motels that have been converted into temporary housing for the homeless. Others include the Arena Hotel and the Pacific Motor Inn, each offering over 70 rooms. Coming up in the next half hour here on CBS News Bay Area, as food insecurity reaches record levels, we're going to take you to the state's first food bank, how it provides critical support for families and babies.
You're streaming CBS News Bay Area.
Thanks for staying with us this Tuesday. I'm Ann Makovic, and here's another look at some of our news headlines at this hour. The man charged in the murder of Oakland football coach John Bean due in court this morning for his arraignment. Police say 27-year-old Cedric Irving Jr. shot and killed Bean at Laney College last week. Court documents say he believed the coach had used witchcraft on him. If convicted, he could face 50 years to life in prison. Today, the House is expected to vote on steps to release the Epstein files. That bill needs at least a 2/3 majority to pass. This comes amid questions over President Trump's ties to the late convicted sex offender. Trump has said he has nothing to hide. and he encourages the House to pass the legislation. Survivors of Epstein's abuse spoke ahead of today's vote, urging lawmakers to pass that bill. 3 cars and an apartment building all damaged after a high-speed crash on city streets. This is video from the San Francisco Fire Department from Broderick and Lombard at around 7:30 this morning. The impact of that crash landing a pickup on its front end and into a building you can see there. 2 people are now in the hospital. The city's building inspectors are still checking out the damage. All right, let's get another check on our first alert forecast this Tuesday. It is dry for now, a little bit of a break, but meteorologist Jessica Birch is tracking the return of the rain.
We are drying up a lot as we head into this afternoon. Here's the reality. We're going to see dry skies into the evening hours tonight. Cool temperature is still lasting now that that cold front's pushed through, leaving us in the 60s off into the East Bay, 60s all the way up into wine country too. I want to talk about something else real fast because as we take a look at the next 48 hours, we're going to see showers returning into the forecast as early as Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. Take a look at these rainfall totals as we zoom all the way into places like the East Bay, all the way off into the North Bay too. Close to around 1/10 of an inch of rain in places like Napa, Antioch too, and all the way over into Oakland, we're seeing similar numbers. So we're not done with the rain just yet. That cold front's going to bring in a series of showers. And to add to that, we're also going to see a lot cooler weather as we head into our Thursday afternoon forecast as that cold front pushes through from the 60s down into the 50s all throughout the Bay Area. So here's what it looks like. The characteristic of the system, it's tilting, pushing in from the south, or excuse me, pushing in from the west, moving across the South Bay last as we head all the way into our Wednesday night, early Thursday morning forecast. This system will bring in snow for our friends just north of us into Northern California, Shasta, we're talking about Trinity, all the way over into the Sierra too. But back here in the Bay, it's just going to be a cold, rainy morning for us Thursday morning, drying up just a little bit more as we head into that afternoon. That rotation is that area of low pressure starting to track down to the south as we head into the late Thursday night, early Friday morning. So it will be a dry setup for us once we head into Friday and Saturday. That's what we're keeping a close eye on. So as you take a look at the next 7 days, check this out. We're talking about low 60s for now, upper 50s as we head into Thursday all throughout the Bay Area. We'll slowly start to warm up into this weekend and dry up too. We'll have more on that in a bit.
Thanks, Jess. Every day, thousands of Bay Area families are struggling to make ends meet, choosing between making rent or buying food, gas, and medicine each holiday season. CBS News Bay Area helps make that decision a little easier by helping to feed families in need. We are kicking off our Food for Bay Area Families coverage this year at Second Harvest Food Bank in Santa Cruz County, the state's first ever food bank. Veronica Macias is there in Watsonville.
Providing diapers, which is nice array of stuff, huh? Oh, yeah.
In Santa Cruz County, the mornings start early at Second Harvest Food Bank, where volunteers train and prepare to feed thousands.
This is where our volunteers meet in the morning. Okay. They do their training.
It's a food bank with deep roots, not just in the community, but in California's history.
So Second Harvest Food Bank Santa Cruz County is the first food bank in the state of California. The food bank movement in California began here in the county of Santa Cruz. We're the second food bank in the nation.
Born out of community activism and inspired by the Black Panther breakfast programs that began feeding children decades ago.
The Black Panther Student Club at UC Santa Cruz was the impetus for food banking in this county. They had a program specifically tailored for ensuring children going to school were nourished.
Today, the need is greater than ever. Last month alone, Second Harvest served 73,000 people, and that number could soon reach 100,000.
Pre this year, we were serving 65,000 people a month in a county of 260,000 people. We expect maybe to hit 100,000 this month because of the SNAP delay.
Food Bank sources millions of pounds of food each year, with a focus on fresh produce from local farms.
We have a commitment of having 65% of our food be fresh produce. And then of course, we're in an agricultural valley, so we depend on our agricultural partners.
And with high housing costs and rising food prices, more families are turning to them for help.
The number one reason people are food insecure in our county, because we ask them, is because of housing costs.
Hey guys, thank you for volunteering.
Each bag packed here includes protein, produce, and pantry staples, essentials for families stretching every dollar.
When we distribute, we always distribute protein, produce, and shelf-stable food.
Okay.
So there's probably rice and beans and cans in here.
Okay.
So that the families are getting a well-rounded set of nourishment.
The food bank is also a diaper bank, providing extra support for families with young children.
Providing diapers, and wipes, which is a very costly thing for families, also helps them make sure that they're not cheating their bodies of good nutrients.
As the food bank marks more than 50 years of service, the team says their mission hasn't changed, only the need.
Veronica Macias has been at Second Harvest Food Bank in Watsonville all morning long, and she has Erica with her for more on how we can all help this holiday season. Veronica.
Right now we have so many helping hands with the volunteers. They're with the soil company and they're donating their time and having a good time doing that. But yes, I'm here with Erica Chavez-Badilla, who is the CEO of this food bank. And Erica, thank you for your time today. We know that this food bank here in Santa Cruz County does so much for the community. You help over 70,000 families on a monthly basis. Who are these people? Are they students, the elderly? Tell us more.
Oh boy, it's the entire community. Thank you for being here. It's the entire community. We're talking about seniors. We're talking about, and when I talk about seniors, I talk about people who contributed so immensely to our community that are now on a fixed income and just can't make ends meet. We are the most expensive rental market in the United States, and housing costs here among other costs, and we've all been shopping, so we know what that looks like at the grocery store. It's compounding people's ability to be able to just afford their basic necessities like food. So we're seeing seniors, we're seeing families who are both caregivers are working but still cannot make ends meet. The cost of living, whether it be the household goods and coupled with the rent, coupled with just the day-to-day maintenance of vehicles and the things we all take for granted sometimes, it's making it challenging for people.
And as people are having these tighter budgets, they're also having to deal with the fact that we just went through a long government shutdown. There's a lot of people right now who are struggling, meeting a new challenge because they just lost their SNAP benefits. How many people in this area do you think are facing that issue right now?
Well, it's important to know that we're a county of about 265,000 people. So when we are serving 70,000 people a month plus, you're talking about 1 out of every 3 people in our county is in need of support from your food bank here. The SNAP delay and the shutdown caused 35,000 people in our county who depend on that program to not have the ability to lean on their EBT cards to access their nourishment. So the food bank went to work. We knew at the end of October that we needed to bolster the amount of food that we brought in. This is why we have so many volunteers, because we're in need of packing. And we provided more food to our distribution partners, and we're launching community-wide mass distributions of food. One happening this Thursday.
I was about to say, get that plug in. This Thursday, you're going to be at the fairgrounds.
At the Santa Cruz County Fairgrounds. We know that so many people have been impacted, are still dealing with the impact, and it's Thanksgiving next week. So we want to make sure that people have the nourishment so they can prepare a meal. Santa Cruz County Fairgrounds on Thursday beginning at 4 p.m.
Thank you for your time, Erica. So remember, as you're thinking of your own family, how you can help others in need right now, for every dollar you donate, you can help provide 3 meals to someone. So think of that as you consider your donation. And
yes, and this is the money that keeps them going all year long. So really, really good work going on there. Thanks so much, Veronica and Erica. And if you want to find out how you can help, you can scan the QR code there on your screen to find out how you can donate food or volunteer, or go to our website, kpix.com/give. And be sure to check out our holiday special that is going to air Christmas night, 7 o'clock, inspiring stories behind the effort to feed families across the Bay Area and what it takes to fight food insecurity. I'm also going to show you the impact of your donation to keep food on the table for our neighbors. Coming up here on CBS News Bay Area, we are going to hear from the candidates hoping to become our next governor, where they stand on the state's complex and often misunderstood sanctuary laws.
Start your day with us and open your world.
Time to open up those windows and get this day started.
The power of CBS News.
It is a historic day in news.
Taking you around the globe, across the country.
With Federal, live, and
into your community.
To the South Bay, major changes.
And Bay Area weather from a whole new perspective.
Let's head underneath this cloud layer.
CBS News Bay Area's Morning Edition. Weekdays at 6 on KPIX.
Well, it's another dry day for us today here in the Bay Area, but don't get too used to it and don't put that umbrella away. As we head into our Wednesday night, early Thursday morning forecast, temperatures drop. We see rainier skies, and as this cold front pushes through, we're going to get some gusty conditions once again right around the corner as we head into that late week forecast. The good news is we start to dry up just in time for the weekend. We'll see sunnier skies on tap for us widespread throughout the Bay Area, and temperatures slowly start to rise just a bit more. But Thursday is going to be that rainy day where we can see another 1/10 of an inch of rain accumulate off into our inland spots.
As part of our ongoing political accountability series, CBS News California is helping voters compare the top gubernatorial candidates side by side, not by talking points, but how they handle some of the tough follow-up questions and opposing viewpoints. Investigative reporter Julie Watts breaks down where the leading candidates stand on a complex and often misunderstood piece of California's sanctuary state law.
Sanctuary state.
Sanctuary state.
Sanctuary state.
There's a range of views on this.
And I think a lot of people don't understand what sanctuary state means. So I really do want to define that in the question.
Okay. Specifically, what I've been asking folks is, do you think California law enforcement should be allowed to work with ICE, specifically when it comes to convicted criminals who are undocumented? Convicted. Not someone in jail awaiting trial, but somebody who has been tried and convicted and is undocumented.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. Remember, this is federal law. You may not like the law, but it is the law. And I think generally speaking, it's a good idea to enforce the law.
And you commit a crime and you're undocumented, there should be consequences for those actions.
And we ought to deport violent and serious felons.
I think our sanctuary city policy is appropriate the way it is. I think that only in the case of there's exceptions built into it for violent criminals.
The law says what we can do, and yet if there are dangerous convicted criminals, we always call them. ICE knows who we have. What ICE has been asking us to do, and this is the
where is the
fine line.
distinction? Explain to me where the debate is.
The federal government cannot tell us in California to do federal immigration enforcement with them, for them. They can't. When someone's about to be released,
can you hold them?
Can you hold them? At that point, with state resources, the federal government is asking state and local law enforcement to do federal immigration detention.
Should CDCR be allowed to hold them until ICE comes and deports them?
That I do believe they should be able to do. Yes, these are convicted criminals.
And I am suing the state to make sure that sanctuary state is minimum amended, if not done away with, because it is harming our immigrant communities, even the immigrant communities that are here illegally.
I don't think that our agency should be doing ICE's job.
If the feds want to touch a single hair on the head of any California resident, they should have to go through every single lawyer and law enforcement officer inside of the state of California before they harm a single Californian. And I am going to prosecute police departments that are found to be operating in collusion with ICE because that is not their job.
Well, you can watch every candidate's full response on our website and our YouTube channel, where you can compare side by side, not just what the candidates say, but how they respond. A lot of interesting points there. Well, if you had trouble logging onto the internet early this morning, you were not alone. San Francisco-based Cloudflare says services have been restored after a widespread outage. That outage affected sites like X, ChatGPT, Canva, and some online video games. The company says a server issue caused errors beginning at around 3 a.m. They say a fix was pushed about 4 hours later. Today's Cloudflare outage follows a glitch in June, which led to outages at Google and OpenAI. The popular children's gaming platform Roblox is rolling out some new safeguards to try to protect kids from adult strangers. The platform will now require gamers to use age verification technology powered by AI in order to access chat rooms. That comes as the company faces numerous lawsuits from parents and state attorneys general, alleging the platform allows predators to exploit children. The CEO believes the new tool, combined with other safety measures, will become the gold standard for safety in the online gaming world.
It's really quite simple. Capture your picture locally on the phone, use it to figure out how old everyone is, and really use that then to assign them to the right people that might connect with. But we're really not storing these images. They're deleted soon after we process them.
Roblox says it has more than 151 million daily users, with about a third of them under the age of 13. Coming up next here on CBS News Bay Area, we are going to take a walk with one of the new officials tasked with leading the San Francisco Zoo. She is hoping to restore its reputation before potentially welcoming pandas to the city.
Bringing back that nostalgia that people grew up coming to this zoo, providing an excellent world-class experience with our talented team.
A new era is underway at the San Francisco Zoo. You might remember back in August when the former CEO retired in the midst of calls for her to resign. This all went down after audit reports found the facilities were outdated and unsafe for both the animals and the visitors. Our Suji Nam spent the day with one of the interim CEOs to hear about her vision for revitalizing the zoo.
When Cassandra Costello walks into the giraffe barn at the San Francisco Zoo,
I would come here really frequently with my family, and what's really amazing is I've raised my family here as well.
so many memories come to life.
Our favorite food, which is acacia. We grow the acacia on site, actually.
As the newly appointed interim co-CEO, she is looking forward to revitalizing the zoo to what it once was.
Bringing back that nostalgia that people grew up coming to this zoo, providing an excellent world-class experience with our talented team.
Earlier this year, the zoo had come under scrutiny as the city's Animal Control and Welfare Commission deemed the facilities outdated and unsafe.
This is our lion habitat. This is a proposed habitat for our pandas.
City leaders recommended the zoo not move forward with this controversial $25 million panda project until its facilities are improved. But Costello said they remain optimistic as crews work on improvements.
While we're not talking specifics about the panda project, we are excited to be moving the project forward and working behind the scenes to do what we need to do to prepare for giant pandas.
The panda project does have critics, including Michelangelo Torres, the Bay Area campaign lead for the nonprofit in defense of animals.
We don't have the ability to give them the life that they need over here. I mean, starting with bamboo. What is the cost and what's going to happen as far as trying to get that bamboo to them, which is needed and is estimated to cost at least $1 million a year.
While optimistic with Costello's new leadership, Torres' group sees a different path forward.
We need to stop intakes of any new animals. Let's remember, of course, that the infrastructure there is over almost 100 years old. I don't think anyone is denying that there needs to be upgrades there.
Habitat is the largest outdoor habitat celebrating species from Madagascar in the U.S.
Costello says she plans to find more ways to engage the community, including a recently launched volunteer initiative to beautify the zoo's neighborhood.
Ready to meet this moment. This is a really special place for people. We've got generations of visitors that have come here.
And she hopes that with renewed efforts, there will be even more visitors for generations to come.
And we should also note earlier this year when we had reported about the audit that deemed facilities unsafe, a representative for the zoo had told us that a USDA inspection report from January said that the zoo does comply with federal standards. Well, thanks for streaming CBS News Bay Area. I'm Ann Makovic. We're going to be right back with your First Alert forecast and another look at your top stories.